Have you guys ever just sat on your couch or on your bed at night right before you fall asleep and just kind of think to yourself, man, I have a lot of stuff to do tomorrow or for the rest of the week. Like tomorrow morning, I have to get up early to go to the gym. After the gym, I'm going to come home, shower, eat a quick breakfast. I'm going to then go to work. And then after work, I'm going to have to go run some errands. When I'm done with that, I'm coming home. I'm going to cook some dinner. After that, I'm going to have like 2 hours to myself. And then I finally get to chill, relax, maybe watch the game, watch a movie, whatever. And then I'm back asleep and I start the routine all over again. I personally have experienced that thought process a lot throughout my life. Most of my life, I used to think of things in terms of I have to versus I get to, just like pretty much everybody else. But my I have to list was incredibly high, and my I get to list was incredibly small. And I realized that that was one of the main contributing factors holding me back in life was how I perceived the I have to conversation with myself versus the I get to conversation with myself. So in this specific video, I really want to lean into what that difference in mindset could do for you and the way you perceive things. And I'm going to give you some personal experiences that I've had with that specific conversation and how it's affected me. Let's break down that concept a little bit further and simplify it as much as possible. For instance, if I say I have to, it becomes an obligation immediately. There's no getting around it. That's just what it becomes to me. It becomes this dreadful thing that I am not looking forward to, but that I have to do. When I say I get to, it becomes an opportunity. It becomes something where I look forward to it, where I say, I get to do this. Therefore, it is no longer something that is obligatory, but now more looks like a blessing, an opportunity. When we're shifting our mindset from have to get to, it shifts it from not appreciating something to a mindset of gratitude and gratification in general, where, as I said before, now becomes a blessing, something that we are looking forward to and something that we cherish. Throughout my life, when I was going through school or when I was going through any of the journeys that I was trying to accomplish, a lot of the things that led me to the mountaintop of that specific objective typically were I have to's in my mindset. And I never realized that if I just shifted my mindset to I get to, and I look at it as more opportunity than it is an obligation, that I could accomplish it so much better and at such a higher level. Now, for those of you who have known me most of my life, just to give you guys more specific examples, you've known me when I was a much larger human being. Not that I'm incredibly fit now by any standard, but I used to be substantially larger. Food was my go-to. I ate like just a disgusting amount of food, and the most disgusting food you can think of. In fact, both me and my brother were pretty large individuals. Back when we were younger, we used to actually save up like Carl's Jr. and Jack in the Box coupons where you'd like buy one, get one free burgers. And we would just go and buy like 8 burgers and eat like 4 of them each for dinner. Like it was actually gross, like the amount of food we used to consume. And at one point I was 292 pounds. And at that time, I remember like distinctly getting onto the scale and seeing that number and just being in absolute shock and thinking to myself, this is it, like enough is enough. And luckily, I guess not luckily, but because I'm blessed and the Lord gave me the ability to overcome that specific habit and that specific mindset, I am now just a little over 200 pounds. And although I am not fit by most standards, I am still substantially healthier than I used to be. And not realizing it, the reason I was able to overcome it then was because I shifted my mindset. I started looking at food as an opportunity to become an even better person, as opposed to just looking at it as something that would give me joy because it tastes good. And when that mindset shifted and I started looking at it as I get to eat these things because it makes me healthier and it allows me to live longer and not to have to be on 55 medications, it allowed me to become the person that I am today, who, although, again, not the most fit human being ever, I am so much healthier than I used to be. This also helped me with working out. When I was able to kind of shift that mindset from I have to go work out in the morning to I get to go work out in the morning, it helped so much and it made it such an enjoyable experience. Not the working out portion itself, because I still hate working out, but I love being able to get up, be able to get on my feet, walk over to the gym that's at my apartment complex, or drive over to any of the gyms that I've had memberships with and be able to go and work out and become healthier. So, harping on that specific set of thoughts was able to change my demeanor completely. That was overlooking all of these different things in my life. There is a big difference between the concept of simplicity and ease. Simple or simplicity implies that something is easily digestible, well understood. Whereas ease, or something being easy, implies that it doesn't take much effort. So although this concept is simple, it is not easy. For example, it's very simple to understand that if you eat healthier, you will in turn be healthier. Or if you want to succeed in any type of relationship, communication is key. Very simple concepts. However, the ease behind them is substantially different. At the end of the day, this is a very simple concept. All you have to do is say I get to instead of I have to. But the ease behind the actual execution is substantially different. It is way, way, way harder. And putting it into practice takes a lot of effort and constantly having triggers in your head. So that way, when you actually feel yourself going to the I have to mode, you can automatically hit that trigger in your head and go to the I get to mode. The thing with life is that you can improve certain aspects of it without a doubt. For instance, where your job is or what your job is. Maybe your financial position. Maybe your position in life in general. But the one thing you can't do is stop life from throwing more and more curveballs at you, because it will. And there are a lot of things that are going to come up that make life seem harder and harder and harder. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, there are always problems that will be present. If you can implement this, it will change your life for the better now, so later on, it's easier to overcome. When I had my daughter about a year and a half ago, it was a crazy experience because I was already a pretty bad sleeper, so I would not get that much sleep. But when she was born, I got substantially less sleep, which affected me very deeply. I was only getting about 1 to 2 hours of sleep a night for probably the first 3 to 4 months of her existence. And for a long time during that 3 to 4 month stretch, I forgot about this practice. And I started thinking about how I have to get up with her 4 times a night, or how I have to do this in order to ensure that she is this, whatever the outcome is, right? And parents will probably resonate with this because it is not easy having a child. But when I reminded myself that, I started losing myself in the I have to camp and started realigning myself with the I get to camp, it completely changed the way I look at it. I get to wake up with my healthy daughter 4 times a night. I get to hold my daughter 4 times a night. I get to wake up with her early in the morning and spend time with her. These are moments that I will never get back. These are moments that once they have passed, will never ever give me an opportunity to relive them. And this specific mindset, I promise you, will affect you in the same exact way if you allow it to. But the practice is something that has to come consistently. It can't be something that you let yourself off on any technicalities. You have to hold yourself to a high standard, because ultimately, unless your standard is extremely high, it is very easy to fall off. Think about it this way. If I told you to climb a ladder and you got up 3 steps and then you decided, I don't want to, be on this ladder anymore, it'd be easy to jump off, right? Because it's 3 steps, nothing bad's going to happen. And the climb up will be just as easy. But if you hold yourself up to that higher standard where you're going to go up 50 steps on the ladder, the jump off is not as easy anymore. And falling off seems really scary. So naturally, you're going to want to stay on that ladder at a high level and hopefully reach the peak so that way you don't ever have to fall off and instead are just safe all the way up top. Being anywhere in the in-between is a dangerous range. If you're not holding yourself to the highest standards, it's always going to be easier to jump off. And if you're holding yourself to the low standards, then you're never going to want to climb up in the first place because it seems way too high to reach. So hold yourself to this standard and hold yourself to this level of accountability. And I promise you that your life will change. My final thoughts on this, I just want to leave you with something that Albert Einstein once said, two things specifically. So Albert Einstein once said that we cannot solve problems with the same mindset that we had when we created those problems in the first place. I'm paraphrasing, but he said that. He also said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please comment, like it, like comment below, like write me some stuff, like your thoughts or whatever. Like it, share it, and please subscribe if you're not already subscribed because it means a whole lot to me. And I know it's not that much effort to hit the subscribe button because I have hit a lot of subscribe buttons in my time and it's very easy. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And I will speak to you on the next one.